I always wanted to be a surgeon. Maybe now's the time. When I was going through my rotations, someone just mentioned, like, wow, you really like to learn the science behind things, and you're always questioning more of the science as you're going through these rotations. You know, a lot of dietitians bridge into physician's assistants. Would you potentially want to do something like that? And I was like, I don't know. And then someone mentioned that you could be a surgical PA. And I was like, yes! Oh my gosh, my original dream. Maybe I can actually achieve that original dream in a sense. So I only needed 2 more years of classes, and then I would go for a PA program. So I did all the research, told my fiance, it wasn't my fiance at the time, told David, my boyfriend at the time, like, oh my gosh, like, I really want to do this. I don't think I want to just stay in the field of dietetics. Now's the opportunity to maybe bridge into that career path. And he was very supportive, like, you know, go for it, feel it out, let's get into the classes. So I enrolled in my classes, and as I was in genetics class, I felt so exhausted. It had been 9 years of school at this point. And I was like, is this my whole life? It's just like stress and exams and be this to be better, be this to achieve that. And of course, like the money, like, oh, I'm gonna make a lot more money as a PA versus a dietitian, that was motivating me. But I decided to not continue with that program, and I was glad that I went through the whole process. I researched it, I smelled it, I felt it, I was in it, and I analyzed like everything, and I decided to close that door. And it felt good because I gave myself the opportunity to, if I wanted to, have a grasp of that original dream. Fast forward to where I am now. You know, I'm a clinical dietitian, so I have that medical component, and I do a lot of great things that stimulate my mind, that make me really proud of all of those years of dedication to learning the material. But my soul was stirring, and I couldn't figure out what was missing. And being so far along and so strong in my wellness now, and not struggling with the eating disorder behaviors anymore, and knowing how to move my body, how to nourish my body, and really understanding the mental component, it's almost like I used to want to run away, never be a part of nutrition, but now all of a sudden I feel my soul calling me to give back. So everything that I was so painfully challenged with, it's almost like I always was meant to help people that way, but I wasn't healed yet. And the worst feeling is trying to help someone get over something when you yourself are not solid. So it became my constant prayer to God, like, heal me so I can help teach others. That's all I want to do. And I remember one time when I was meditating, God is like, so when I heal you, make sure that you give back and you teach others, because it could be so easy to be free of that struggle and then be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna like go live a great life now because I'm finally free of that challenge. But God made it very clear, okay, as we heal and we get through this, please make sure that you give back. So I finally got to that point in life where it's like, I'm ready to give back, but does that mean I have to change my whole career path to do this, to be that? And so I took a lot of time and I looked at, you know, what is the definition of job versus career versus purpose? And where I settled in, and you know, you should just define this in your own way, in your own time, is that every, I'm going to say career, every work role is going to have a feeling of a job. It's kind of like that chore that you really don't want to do around the house, but you know it's the right thing to do because you're a human and that's a part of existing in this world, right? So try not to get discouraged if in your work choice there's those feelings of like, ugh, this doesn't feel amazing and whimsical. But dive deeper into those feelings or that kind of job, that chore. And is there a deeper purpose in that role For example, I may not like components of my current role where I have to do all these spreadsheets and numbers when I just want to teach and, be clinical and science-based. That feels good to me. But when I do the other management duties, or I cross over into the kitchen and I work with my team, I'm keeping them healthy and strong. I'm providing them support, which gives them a job. It puts food on the table. It gives them purpose. So in a deeper way, those feelings like chores, or if you want to call it a job, actually have so much value. Even David, my fiance, says sometimes, I don't know if I'm really making a difference in this world. And he's in the finance industry. And I so quickly point out, well, you've created all these wonderful jobs for people. And do they make a good income? He's like, yeah, they make a pretty good income. I'm like, so they probably have a wife and children that, because you've mentored them into a successful business and provide constructive criticism and audits on their business and help them stay in compliance, you allow that person to put food on the table, to have a roof over their family's head, to hopefully do things they love if it's a nice vacation every year, and you're a part of that equation. So realize there's going to be that job part of your work choice, and that there's actually some beautiful things that come out of you showing up and having integrity in that part. And then career. How I would define career is something that is kind of like an art. It's a skill. It took a lot of time to learn, to develop, to be competent at, and holy cow, God gave you this brain that is so amazing and capable of learning, memorizing, implementing, and achieving something that's so impressive that you should be so proud that whatever career path that you had to study and learn and grow and develop, that's the career. So there's parts of my current work choice that I will pause and I find myself kind of in awe, like, oh my gosh, that's me. I learned how to do all of this. It's so neat. It's so cool how all this works. And it was a lot of freaking hard work, but we did it. So that's the career. And then purpose. So for me, the motto is, my pain was my purpose. And making these videos right now is allowing me to have purpose. So when it came down to me questioning deeply, am I in the right work choice? Do I need to make a change in my life at some point? How am I showing up? Am I honoring myself? Just analyzing, like, people will go through midlife crisis or just waking up and defining who they are independently because they're no longer giving authority to their husband or wife, their parents, a manager, whoever they used to give their power to, and they said I should be this, so that means I'm good enough, or I'm right, or I'm going to be safe. But now you actually get to be the person painting the canvas and making your own rules. So I'm wondering where you are right now in your work choice. Does it have those 3 pillars? Does it have a job component? Does it have a career component? And do you have something that gives you purpose? And the purpose may not be in that actual work choice. It might be something you do on the side. And then maybe someday you'll drift more toward the purpose. I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. But I often hesitate. If you make your purpose or your passion your career, like your main work choice, will it lose the zest? Will it lose the beautiful natural attraction? Because it can be easy if you do something too much. Like when I was a personal trainer, all I wanted to do was not be a personal trainer so I could just have fitness for myself. It's like I'm training people all day long, and then when I work out, or kind of like a chef, like you're cooking food for everyone all day long, and then by the end of the day you just make yourself a grilled cheese sandwich, right? You lose the passion. Or my mom, when she ran a horse ranch and she did horses for the public, summer camps, trail rides. And, you know, I remember her one time saying, I like lost the passion as that little city girl. All she wanted was a horse, and just to be able to go on a trail ride for herself, you know. So I don't know the answer to that one yet, but I believe if you stop and you sit and you get very quiet and you just say, soul, right now where I am, what is it that I'm needing? And then I think you'll know if that purpose is going to turn more into the career or not. So try not to think too far ahead, but instead just sit with yourself and say, right now where I am, is it providing kind of the job component, career, and purpose? And I'm curious in the future when we need to sit down and self and soul, when we need to have another conversation about something feels off, I wonder where these three categories might lie then. And that's all you have to do. You don't have to have the answers for the future. Just give yourself some clarity right now with the stirring of your soul, and then go with that choice. Enjoy it, kill it, do great with it. And then if your soul starts knocking on the door again, bring awareness to it, kind of observe what's going on in your work-life balance. And then if the soul starts screaming at you, then sit down and like really have an honest conversation with yourself. All right, guys, that's it. Do I look? You're smart. Love you guys. See you in the next video.